Hey everyone, welcome back to Frontline. Jay here with another Marvel Legacy review. Today I'm reviewing the Mighty Thor number 700. The title of this issue is The Death of the Mighty Thor Part 1, The Blood of the Norns. It is written by Jason Aaron with art by various artists. You can check them out in the description. The letters are by VC's Joe Sabino, covered by Russell Dauterman and Matthew Dauterman. Variant covers by various artists. And the Lenticular cover is by Stephanie Hans after Jim Starlin's The Death of Captain Marvel cover. Malekith begins his attack by going after the Norns to cut the fates and everyone's so everyone could die and he can reign supreme. The book starts off with the unworthy Thor being told about the attack on the fates and the Queen of the Norns, and tells him that Malekith wants to kill them so he can create his own fate. Odin's son pledges to protect the Norns as Malekith's armies attack them once again. The Queen evacuates the three fates to protect them and joins the fight, sacrificing her life and gaining a vision of the future. Where she dies, she tells Odin's son to save Jane. I think this was the best story in this book, especially the vision of the near future, where we see Jane's lifeless body, the Frost Giants, Loki with the Infinity Gauntlet, Namor, Mangog, Jane, Thor, Valkyrie, and the biggest one is Odin's son as Thor again with a golden arm and a golden hammer. Next we find Jane fighting She-Hulk in her new Grey form, who is far more like her cousin's Hulk than we've seen to date. We find out that Jen was brought into the hospital while Jane was going into for her treatment for chemotherapy when she hulked out causing damage, and Jane has to Thor up to stop her. Rampage. This was the worst of the stories, honestly, as it doesn't jive with anything else going on in the Marvel Universe. Jen isn't this mindless Hulk, and I don't think anyone told Aaron about this. They just said, oh, she's, the Grey Hulk now, and her personality is a little bit rougher or whatever. And he just went with it, thinking that this is what they were going to do with the Hulk from now on. This felt like it is just thrown in there to be a reminder of Thor Ragnarok, and that Jane is a part of the story, honestly. Then we find Volstagg is being locked up so he can get the help that he needs to return to the warrior that he once was, after the Ultimate Hammer corrupted him as the War Thor. But the Ultimate Hammer returns to Asgardia, where Volstagg reclaims it and once again becomes the War Thor. The return of the War Thor was too soon for me, and it felt like a plot device. When we then go to some time travel, and we have these two interludes with the young Odin's son, where before he has lived in Mjolnir, and the older All-Father Odin's son and his grandfather, along with Galactus and Ego, who are both have become infected with the all-black Necrosword, and present-day Loki dealing with his daddy issues with King LeFay. I didn't like the future All-Father Thor and his grandchildren the first time Aaron used them, nor did I like that the whole story with Galactus and the Necrosword he told. So, I didn't really like this part of the book. Next, we get an adventure with Throg, the Frog of Thunder, as he kind of makes it so that a man who is murder someone confesses and gets punished before he arrives to save Thor, Jane, from reverting back into Jane and being crushed by touching his hammer, which is made from a sliver of Mjolnir. I thought this was a nice, fun story, but didn't have to be laced throughout the book. But instead, a little added story after the issue would have been nice. Or, even for another book or something like that, as a backup story, completely separate. This issue ends with the reveal that Mangog has returned to Asgard to kill the gods. War Thor is there and sees him rip the head off of Tooth Gnasher. This was a nice cliffhanger, but I thought the Norn Queen dying with the vision and the warning was a better ending and should have been the main ending. This was just okay, but too many stories are woven in that weren't really needed. There should have been the main Odin Son story and maybe an interlude of Jane going into chemotherapy. I give the story 2.5 stars. The art here was a mess. Not that the artist did a bad job, or any of them did a bad job, I should say, individually. They did good jobs, and the splash page of the near future was amazing. But seeing the constant changes here was too much. The style changes and everything really took me out of the story. I give the story 2.5 stars. Overall, this was a great example of what not to do with the milestone issue. There is way too much going on here. Companies need to know that more isn't always better. Trying it to do something like this and making it so big is tying into too many things by trying to be so many things. The other stories really bury the main draw to this issue, which is the death of the Mighty Thor. That's the title of this story. If they would have cut everything out but the Odin Son story and the Jane chemo interlude, like I said before, this story could have been so much better and more profound and hit us more. So with the story getting 2.5 stars and the art getting 2.5 stars, I give this an overall 2.5 stars and say pick it up for the setups. Well, those are my thoughts. Now I want to hear yours in the comments below. Also, like this video, subscribe to Comic Frontline, check out and subscribe to my channel, The Comic Book Theater. Check out comicfrontline.com, the site for previews, reviews, news, and interviews, along with fun, unique features with daily updates. Continue the conversation and join us on our Discord for free. Don't forget to like and follow me, The Comic Book Theater, Media Manus, and Comic Frontline on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and don't forget to catch Frontline Live every Tuesday night right here on YouTube and download it every week on iTunes for free. I'll include all these links in the description below. Until then, I'll catch you in the next review.